Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this video right now, you know the struggle is real, huh? You know, wanting to create a beautiful rope braid and not knowing whether to twist the left section to the right or the right section to the left or vice versa, and then wrap them around each other to the left, or was it to the right? Or wanting to create a beautiful classic French braid and not knowing when to add in hair from the outside of the braid into the braid. Wait, what? There's an outside? What outside? Yeah, as I said, the struggle is real. I've been there and it's not fun. Luckily, you guys have come to the right place because I'm going to show you an easy to follow step-by-step guide on how to create 10 braids that I think every girl needs to know. Knowing how to create these 10 beautiful braids will allow you to create a plethora of different hairstyles on yourself as well as somebody else. So if you want to master the art of braiding with my easy tips and tricks, please keep watching. Okay, so I figured I would start with the easiest braid of them all, the two-strand braid. So to create a two-strand braid, you want to take your hair and separate it into two sections. So here I have a left section and a right section. All I'm doing is creating an opening in the right section and pulling the left section through the opening. And I'm continuing to create an opening in the right section while pulling the left section through that opening until I get to the bottom of the braid. Trust the most the person you hurt. So this is a regular three-strand braid. I'm sure that 99% of you already know how to do this, but for those of you who are new to braiding, it's very easy. So what you want to do first is separate your working section into three sections, and then cross one of the side sections over the middle strand, and then cross the other side section over the middle. So for example, if you have three strands that you labeled left, middle, and right, you can cross the right strand over the middle strand, then the left strand over the middle strand, and then continue to repeat these steps until you get to the bottom of the braid. So this three-strand braid is called a Dutch braid. It's the same thing as a regular three-strand braid, except instead of crossing the side strands over the middle strand, you're going to be crossing them under the middle strand. So for example, if I have three strands that I labeled left, middle, and right, I can cross the right strand under the middle strand, and then the left strand under the middle strand, and then keep repeating these steps until I get to the end of the braid. So next up is the four-strand braid. This braid looks complicated, but I assure you it's super easy. So all I'm doing is taking my hair and I'm separating it into four equal sections. Then I'm taking the section that is farthest to the right and I'm crossing it over the neighboring section and under the third section. Then I'm taking the section that is farthest to the left and I'm going under the neighboring section and over the other section. So this braid is essentially a basket type weave. So again, I'm going to start with the right strand. I'm going to cross it over the neighboring strand and under the third strand, and then take the left strand, cross it under the neighboring strand and over the third strand. So just remember the words over and under and over and under and over, and I swear you guys will get it down packed. Next is the fishtail braid. So to braid a fishtail braid, you want to separate your hair into two equal sections, and then you want to take a small strand from the outside of one of the sections, cross it over that section, and combine it with the opposite section. Then you want to do the exact same thing with the other side. So pick up a small strand of hair from the outside of that section that you're working with, cross it over that section, and combine it with the opposite section. So just keep repeating these steps until your desired endpoint, and then you can tie off the end of the braid with a small hair elastic. And then what I like to do is go in and gently pull out on these strands of hair to fluff out the braid a little bit more and make it look a little more relaxed. So to braid a reverse fishtail braid, you want to make sure that you're picking up strands from the inside of the sections instead of the outside. So first what I did was separate my hair into two equal sections, and then I'm picking up a small strand of hair from the inside of one of the sections and I'm crossing it over that section around the back and combining it with the opposite section. Then I'm doing the exact same thing with the opposite section. I'm picking up a small strand of hair from the inside of that section, crossing it over the back and behind and combining it with the opposite section. I'm just repeating these steps until I reach my desired endpoint, and then I'm tying off the end of the braid with an elastic and then going in and pulling out the braid to fluff it out.
We've got a house and we've got nobody else.
So this braid is actually super easy and probably one of the fastest to create, but for some reason a lot of people have trouble creating it, so I thought I'd give you this step-by-step guide on how to do it. So all I do is separate my hair into 2 equal sections, and I start twisting the sections in the same direction towards my face, and I start wrapping them around each other away from my face, as you can tell by my horrible hand directions. Nikki, I don't understand what you're trying to do here, but I think you're confusing people. So when I get to the bottom of the braid, I'm just tying it off with a small hair elastic, and then what I've been liking to do recently with my rope braids is go in and gently pull out in small sections of the rope braid to fluff it out and make it look thicker. So now that I've showed you some basic braiding techniques, it's time to show you how to turn these braids into French braids. So the first braid I'm going to show you is a classic French braid, and all you want to do is pick up a chunk of hair from the top of one side and separate it into 3 sections. What I'm doing now is taking my left strand, crossing it over the middle strand, and then taking my right strand and crossing it over the middle. Now I'm going to cross the left strand over the middle strand again and also incorporate hair from the outside of that strand into that strand. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. So cross the right strand over the middle, incorporate hair from the outside of the braid into the braid, and then go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. So basically I just keep repeating the same steps until I run out of hair to add into the braid, and then I finish off the braid with a regular 3-strand braid and tie off the end of the braid with a hair elastic. You can also stop the braid at the nape of your neck when you run out of hair to work with and just tie it off there, but I prefer just to finish off my braid with a regular braid. And then I like to go in gently with my fingers and pull out the braid just to fan it out and make it look a little more fluffy and undone, as I usually do. Next up is the French Dutch braid. So this is basically the same as the regular 3-strand French braid. All I'm doing is taking a chunk of hair from the top of one side and I'm separating this section into 3 equal strands. Then I'm taking my left strand and I'm crossing it under the middle strand instead of over. And then I'm taking the right strand and crossing it under the middle strand again. Next, I'm taking the left strand again and crossing it under the middle strand, and I'm also incorporating hair from the outside of that strand into that strand. Then I'm doing the same thing on the right side, so I'm taking the right strand, crossing it under the middle strand, and incorporating hair from outside of the braid into that strand. So I'm continuing down with this same technique until I run out of hair to work with, and then I'm finishing off the braid with a regular Dutch braid, tying it off at the ends, and then again I'm going in with my fingers and fanning it out, you know, because I just love pulling out my braids.
The sun is rising.
Now I'm going to show you how to create a French fishtail braid. Now this can be a little bit tricky just in the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, it's very easy. So all you do is take a chunk of hair from the top of one side, separate it into 2 equal sections, and then I'm taking a small strand from the outside of my left section, crossing it over the left section and combining it with the right section. Then I'm taking a small strand from the outside of the right strand, crossing it over the right strand and incorporating it with the left strand. Now I'm picking up a small strand of hair from the outside of the left strand, crossing it over the left and incorporating it with the right. And then on the right side, I'm picking up a small strand of hair from the outside of the right section, crossing it over the right section and incorporating it with the left. So I'm going to repeat the exact same steps all the way down until I run out of hair to add into my braid. And then I'm going to finish off my braid with a regular fishtail braid. And then I'm going to tie off the end of my braid and gently pull apart the braid with my fingers.
It feels just like the night.
So the last French braid I want to show you is the French rope braid. So all you want to do is pick up a chunk of hair from the top of one side, separate it into 2 equal sections, and then start twisting those sections towards your face and then wrap them once around each other away from your face. Next, you want to incorporate a section of hair from the outside of the braid into each section, and then again, you're going to twist both sections towards your face and wrap them around each other away from your face. So I'm going to continue repeating the exact same steps until I no longer have any more hair to add into the braid, and at which point I'm going to continue down with a regular rope braid. Once I finish braiding, I'm just tying off the end of my braid with a small hair elastic, and that's it.
I can't wait.
Alright my loves, so that wraps up my hair tutorial on how to braid for beginners. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new, and I hope the tips and tricks that I showed you will make you more confident about braiding. The main thing to keep in mind is the more you practice, the easier it will become. Please let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below, and let me know which braid was your favorite and why. Personally, I don't know what it is about this rope braid, maybe because it's so romantic and so unique. It is hands down my favorite braid of life. Okay guys, you know the drill. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video.
It's shining.